This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
I'm Alex Fisher. Former President Donald Trump has been arrested and has been arraigned on a slew of charges. This is the first time in American history where a former president has been criminally charged. Trump himself described the experience as surreal as he traveled from Trump Tower to a lower Manhattan courtroom. The charges stem from alleged hush money payments made to two women in 2016, right before the presidential election. This morning, Trump left his home and traveled to the Manhattan courthouse, surrounded by Secret Service agents. He surrendered to authorities and arrested. He was arrested. He was fingerprinted and processed, but there was no mugshot taken and he was not placed in handcuffs. The 45th president took the stand before a judge for arraignment. The hearing was brief as a judge read the criminal charges, the 34 criminal charges, for the first time. And the California Highway Patrol has confirmed alcohol was a factor in an early morning crash that left one person dead and three others hurt. It happened on East Bell Terrace, just east of Bunting Drive in South Bakersfield, just before 2 a.m. CHP says the driver was going about 60 miles per hour when he went off the road and the vehicle rolled over. A woman died. Two men and another woman had to be freed from the wreckage. CHP says only one person was wearing a seatbelt at the time of the crash. Meantime, an investigation is underway after a fire broke out inside an abandoned building in Oildale this morning. It happened just before 8 a.m. at a former carpet business on Washington Avenue near North Chester Avenue. No one was hurt. The cause is still under investigation. The Kern County Coroner's Office has updated its number of fentanyl deaths from last year, and it turns out, rather than a slight decline from 2021, we actually saw a record number of deaths associated with the opioid last year, 252 lives lost. That is an 8% increase from 2021, when a then record number of Kern County residents died from fentanyl. It is also more than double 2020's total count. To date, this year, according to the coroner's office, 24 people have died from fentanyl, but that number too is a preliminary figure. For more on the fentanyl epidemic, you can visit our website, kget.com/fentanyl. One of the four astronauts NASA is sending to travel around the moon during its Artemis space mission, and one of them has ties to Kern County. NASA selected Victor Glover from Pomona to pilot the Orion spacecraft on the 10-day mission, launching sometime late next year. He received his Master of Science in Flight Test Engineering at Air University at Edwards Air Force Base back in 2007. Glover will be the first person of color to travel beyond Earth's orbit. He previously spent 168 days on the International Space Station as a flight engineer. McDonald's has temporarily closed its U.S. corporate offices as it gets ready to lay off employees. According to the Wall Street Journal, employees got notices last week that they should work from home beginning today through Wednesday. They were also asked to cancel all in-person meetings with vendors and other parties at its Chicago headquarters. The fast food giant did not say how many people it plans to let go. Google is adding a new feature to help you out when you want to get away from the office. Google Flights now has a price guarantee function that monitors and predicts if fares will go lower or higher. If the price does go down, Google says it will refund you the difference via Google Pay. Another new feature makes it easier to book hotels on your phone. Now you can check out and bookmark hotels near you and then immediately pull up more information about the surrounding areas. That helps users find prices and book nearby attractions directly on Google Maps. If you are looking for some Easter candy this year, you might want to pass on the Peeps. Consumer reports say multiple colors of Peeps could cause cancer. The consumer advocacy group is flagging 9 different Peeps and other candies made by Just Born. They have an artificial coloring called red dye number 3, which is a known carcinogen. The dye was banned in cosmetics back in 1990, but it is still allowed in certain foods. Consumer Reports is calling on the FDA to ban it completely in food items.
Hello, this is Tim Callahan with Clinica Sierra Vista, and we're excited to unveil the Community Health Center of the Future, our comprehensive care center. It's located right across the street from Memorial Hospital. We have every service under one roof, from family medicine, OBGYN care, dental services for adults and children, behavioral health, and much more. So find your way to better care at Clinica Sierra Vista this year at our comprehensive care center. Visit our website, clinicasierravista.org, for the latest on this project. We'll see you soon.
With communities in the Central Valley still recovering from recent storms, there are new concerns about what will happen when the summer heat arrives. Our Kern County in depth this weekend, the Kern River watermaster talked about the possibility that water from the melting snowpack could overtake Highway 178, essentially cutting off the Kern River Valley and even wash into the city of Bakersfield. 17's Maddie Gannon has more.
After one of California's wettest winters left the Kern River's watershed at 422% of normal, Kern River Watermaster Mark Mulcahy on Kern County in depth said officials are bracing for the worst.
Worst case scenario could be a warm spell where that water comes off very quickly out of the snowpack, greater than what we can manage safely. And then that water is going to find its own path down the channel. Mulcahy
said the Department of Water Resources predicts about 1.8 million acre-feet of water will come through the Isabella Lake this spring and summer, about 1.2 million acre-feet more than it holds, leaving the possibility a few hot days could result in water flowing into Bakersfield.
If debris gets hung up on bridges or weirs or anything like that up and down the river, we could have flooding out of this river channel very easily.
That is exactly why crews are at Coffee Road, preparing what they call the Kern River Canal backup weir, which Bakersfield Water Resources Director Daniel Maldonado says has capacity issues.
In order to accommodate and that capacity issue, we allowed Buena Vista to on-site to install those siphons to divert additional flows. You know, we went through this alternative management program with BV to install those siphons to keep flows going downstream, as well as preserving the ability to divert to other canals.
As for other potential low points in the city,
we have staff monitoring it on a daily basis up and down the river, and identifying any problem areas. At this point, we're focusing on the Coffee Road weir because that's our biggest capacity issue. The other weirs upstream of that can handle some additional flows.
Maddie Gannon, 17 News.
Now to a deadly hit and run overnight in Bakersfield, and it was the second time it happened in the same day. The latest happened on Brundage Lane in East Bakersfield. Around 11 o'clock last night, officers found a dead body in the middle of the road. Investigators say the person was hit by a car while riding a bike. The driver of the car took off immediately. The investigation continues. All of this comes less than 24 hours after another person lost their life to a hit-and-run driver. A pedestrian was struck in North Bakersfield early yesterday. This is near Highway 99 and 7th Standard Road. CHP says the driver was about to get on the freeway when the pedestrian walked across the on-ramp and directly into the path of the driver's car. That pedestrian also died. Officers say drugs and alcohol do not appear to be factors in this crash. An update on those recalled eye drops following an inspection by the FDA. According to a new report from the agency, the manufacturer of EzraCare artificial tears product did not follow proper protocol to prevent contamination. The report claims the company did not conduct a manufacturing process to check if the product is sterile enough to sell. There have been at least 3 deaths linked to the eye drops, and several people have also been blinded by the product. The FDA has stopped all imports of the drops. The Boulevard is marking a huge milestone later this month, and they're celebrating by giving back. To commemorate 5 years in business, the Boulevard is hosting a birthday anniversary party. 100% of the tickets sold that day will be donated to 4 nonprofits: the Bakersfield Angels, NAPD, Teen Challenge, and South Valley Baseball. Tickets range from $50 to $100 and includes dinner, bowling, games, and more. Entertainment will include a performance by The Voice's Jim Ranger, face painting, henna art, balloon designs, and raffle prize baskets. Mark your calendars. It's happening April 19th from 5 to 10 p.m., and you can buy tickets on their website.
The The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.